Hey everyone, welcome to a Thanksgiving edition on the Professor Trades channel. We are going to be looking at oil, Nasdaq, US 30, gold, pound, euro, Canadian, Australian. So, in this edition here, we are going to give you massive value as a token of my gratefulness and thankfulness for having you watching this video. We are going to cover over 20 charts with analysis and entries for you to have for the rest of the week. Remember, this will be a shortened week because of the Thanksgiving holiday that is hopefully celebrated all across the world, as we should really be thankful and grateful for what we have. So before I get into the analysis, I did have a question for you, and I want you to go down to the comments below, and I want you to name one thing that you have been thankful for this year. If you have more than one, I would absolutely love to hear it, because I want to comment on every comment below. And do not forget, if you get massive value on this video, you can support me and you can be grateful by hitting the like button for me. And of course, having your comments below, and share this video so you can impact the life on your social media platforms with friends and neighbors. We really want to continue to grow this amazing community on the Professor Trades. And yes, I recently changed the name of this channel from the Motivational Professor to the Professor Trades, because I really want to focus in on helping people going into 2024, adding another stream of income. So without further ado, we are going to walk this analysis. I'm going to give you some big time analysis, starting though with crude oil, which will be a little bit more in depth. And then on the other analysis, I'm going to be giving you support, resistance, and entries based on one of the strategies that I use on the higher time frame that will serve good for you for the rest of the week. So let's jump into our oil chart here, and let's begin with oil. Now we are starting at the weekly time frame. And again, just something I kind of want to show you this here is, we did have this rejection here, and we did have a pretty good climb over the course of this past week, where price came almost down to the 88.6, and we've seen a massive retracement towards the end of last week. We're going to be moving into a new trading week here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, and now 4 weeks of drops when it comes to crude oil. So again, how long will that be sustained? There's so much stuff being talked about with more cuts happening, which is beginning to change my mindset on where we are going to end up with crude oil as we get near the end of 2023. I have heard that they're looking to settle price somewhere around that $80 price point. But again, we are going to trade what we see and not what we feel. So again, this is the view from the day candle. Okay. And what I do want to do is I want to introduce and I'll be doing a full length video on my SAR strategy, but I want to go ahead and bring this in to kind of just show us here a couple of things on the day chart. Now, from the moment this SAR flipped, and this was back on Monday, October 23rd, right? We've seen that bearish movement coming on down. Okay, we've seen that bearish movement coming on down. Now, we do not yet have that SAR flip on the daily to the bottom side. Okay, number one. Now, as I go into the 8-hour chart, right, we can definitely see that we do have now confirmation that we do have a 8-hour SAR flip. Okay, and so if we have it on the 8-hour, we obviously are going to have them on the other time frames as well. So just something to keep in mind. I will be doing a full phased video on this, but one thing we have to keep in mind is that we may have started the push back up towards that $80 mark. Okay, we do have to keep that in mind based on this particular strategy. Now, when we drop this Fibonacci level here to our 8-hour mark, again, we just crossed, okay, on the 8-hour, we did cross that, or we did close below that 50 percentile. Okay. So do we have room to go higher? Absolutely. Okay. We definitely have room to go higher to our upper levels there as we move forward. Okay. So I kind of want to just keep this here in mind, because those of you that are trading with me in my group know that I kind of really been jaded towards that 78 area to 88.6 area if we are going to see a reversal. And I'm going to make that in green. Okay. And just to kind of show you, congruence as we move forward, there is the 4-hour view. Okay. Again, let me bring this over here. We do have confirmation on the SAR that we did have the SAR flip, meaning SAR stands for stop and reverse. Okay, so we are there. Now, we may get a pullback, and that's fine. But just based on what I see right now, it looks like for now, crude is moving into the territory of, possibly buying the dips, right? We're going to see how low this goes. If we do cross below the 0% line, which is about 72, then obviously we're going to go lower. But we were not able to close below that 72 mark as we move forward. Okay. So we are also approaching here this teacup pattern. So those of you who have heard me talk about the teacup pattern, we are just about there now. We usually will see some form of a retracement again, and then we might see the continuation going back up. And again, as I move deeper into this analysis, let me just caution you. And by the way, it's Sunday when you're watching this video. And if it's not Sunday, oh well. But here in the States, it's a Dolphin Day. So go Dolphins today. So definitely throwing up the Dolphins brim on today's video. But again, in today's market, my group has heard me say this over and over. I do not trust the markets right now. Okay. Starting with the indices all the way across the board, heavy manipulation, tons of negative news that years before would make the markets go further down and they keep going up. There's a lot of behind that. And I think crude oil is the exact same thing. So you've got to really be cautious on crude oil. You've got to have stops on crude oil, and you've got to re-engage crude oil when price turns around, even if you are stopped out. That's how you preserve capital, and that's how you stay in the game. And trading is all about staying in the game. So as we move forward here and we look at the oil analysis, let me delete this. We are going to have to really look at price action at these smaller time frames. Okay, so on the bigger time frame, this is where the major area we'd be looking at if price continues going up without any reversal. Okay, that's important to remember. This would be very important if price does not reverse. We might see a teacup reversal in this area. These fib levels are going to work as areas of possible support and resistance, just like we saw here at this 50% fib level, where we had a bounce up, we came back down, and then, of course, we had that massive move down. So we should be, and that's the key word, we should be setting up for at least a temporary retracement after this long-winded rise up from 72 all the way up to 76. We should begin to see some form of a retracement, but again, I think it might be up in these higher levels up in here. Okay, so that's what we want to begin to look for as we drop into our 1-hour analysis. Now, again, let me grab this arrow. And again, we did have the SAR flip confirmation down here at the 72 mark, and then we've been rising ever since. Okay, we know we stalled out. We had a live on Friday. We really were trading a little bit against this push right here. Some folks were able to grab a quick 20 pip retracement. Some did not. So again, it's one of the reasons why I don't like trading on Fridays. I think a lot of things happen behind the scenes on Fridays. So I typically just avoid trading on Fridays. You don't need 5 trading days to be successful in this market. So again, here we're looking at, it looks like, price just wants to continue possibly climbing back up towards this next fib level up in here. So we're going to have to look at to see what price does. Okay, so we are sitting at different levels at every fib level. Again, on the 1 hour, if we enter into this area up here, this to me would be looking for a nice retracement, possibly back down as we near 77.50 or $78 a barrel. So I'll be looking for a deep retracement at this level. Now, if we get a deep retracement here at this level, right, and we go all the way down here, that kind of voids out the analysis from the top, because if we start here, we may just continue going back higher and eventually breaking that. So the key is really going to be to look at price action and what we are doing at these different key levels. Okay, that is going to definitely be what we do. And I'm going to kind of bring this into perspective now. Okay, what we are looking at. For me, I would love to see. There we go. I would love to see. Okay, why are we not sticking? I would love to see price go higher into this 78, 76 point area, and then see a deeper retracement like we did here in this case. Okay, you might see minimal retracement here, but again, if we do not go into this area here, and I really, really, really want you to pay attention to this right here. Okay, pay attention. If we do not go on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and again, this will be an abbreviated trading week because of the closure on Thanksgiving. If we do not head up here Sunday or Monday and the retracement happens here, again, in my opinion, we would need to look to begin to buy those dips on crude oil, because I believe crude oil is looking to probably settle somewhere up here by the end of the year. Okay, so we would definitely be looking at something like this if we get an early retracement level. Okay, if this retracement level begins to happen somewhere between the 50, somewhere in here, okay, this is the high. So the only thing I could do right now is bank it off this high. So if we do get a retracement level here very shortly, like I would be looking for buys down in the upper 73s, mid 73 level, okay, right in here, to then take this back up towards our higher levels. So that is something that we have to look at as we move forward, okay? If price just shoots up to this level, I think we're going to get at least a one leg of a retracement here before a continuation back up. If we retrace here, we should be sitting right in this area, okay, for definitely a buying opportunity when it comes to that crude oil. So all confirmation for now using the SAR strategy and looking at the 4 hour, looking at the 8 hour, right? It just everything appears to be that we are going to continue now at this point, going back up to our next major level, which is probably going to be somewhere right in here, okay? Possibly giving us that teacup on a higher time frame, okay? Or if we see that retracement here, then we look to buy the dips, okay? That's kind of what we are looking at when it comes to that crude oil analysis. Now, as promised, I'm going to begin to jump into the other charts. And again, I will have all these different charts time-stamped down below. So if there's something in particular you do not trade, then you can go down to the timestamps. You can go to that chapter, click on it, and the video will fast forward into that area. And again, if you are in my members area, the benefit is that we will be updating crude oil several times a day. So this is more of that long-term type of analysis. Okay, so let's get back over here and let's open up my window here. And the first thing I want to jump into is the Nasdaq. Okay, so we're looking at the Nas. Let me close this here. Now on the Nasdaq, let me head over to the daily chart. Again, use a lot of caution. Okay, use a lot of caution because the markets are being manipulated. We did have on the daily, we did have that SAR flip with this candle here back on November 1st. We are now, heavy into mid-November, and we've been climbing ever since, right? Now, we do have a confirmation on the 8 hour that we do have, at least for now, a temporary SAR flip. But let's go ahead and do a quick analysis on these. Again, looking at these high points, this wick here did take out this wick in here. Now, we haven't seen anything to the left here in quite a while. So I'm going to kind of make this the top point. And what I would do for the NASDAQ, because we do have this SAR flip on the 8 hours, is if NASDAQ pulls back up into the SAR area, okay, I would definitely then look to trade the NASDAQ for a longer term type of swing trade if we can get that push back up. Okay, we closed with this doji candle right in here. Okay, so again, a lot of uncertainty about where price is going to go based on this 8 hour chart. We did not make a higher high up here as of right now. So any type of retracement back up on the NASDAQ, okay, then I would be a seller of the NASDAQ. Again, listen, how things are going right now with the market, there's a lot of shady stuff happening. Obviously, they're going to try to keep everybody very happy while other global news is happening. So I don't see any major crash in the markets happening between now and the end of the year. So, my philosophy is to buy the dips, but I also am not going to buy at these high points on any pairs. Okay, so that's why I want to be able to tell you that if we can get a retracement, back up into this area, even though we have a SAR flip already, okay, then that would be pretty nice, because if we draw a Fibonacci on the SAR back down to where we retraced, right, we came up to that 50 percentile, right? Maybe we just drop from here. Okay, maybe we just begin to come down to these lower levels. We definitely have to go down to lower levels. There's still a gap from 3 weeks ago that has not been closed. Okay, so are we going to go lower? Yeah, we might start the retracement now and go lower. And if we begin to go lower, then understand that our next level that you would have to consider would be that level right there. Okay, that would be our next support and resistance level. In this case, it would be our next support level. So that's kind of the outlook for the NASDAQ, right? You decide to enter now, you may get some form of a retracement back up. Or if you want to be a little bit patient, see if you can get price to go up a little bit, and then we're going to bring it back down into this level right in here. Okay, let's take a US 30, kind of same thing. Okay, kind of the same thing here on the US 30. The one interesting thing about the US 30 is that the SAR, okay, did flip to the bottom side, meaning, hey, we might be going further up. But again, I don't like, when you look over to the left, right, you can see here that we came to this level twice now. Okay, here's the wick. Now we do have equal highs there. Are we going to possibly come back up to look at that? So I am not selling US 30 now. I want to see a little bit of a retracement back up. I would look at something like this just here on the interim. Like if I can get a retracement back up into this level right here, and I'll mark it green, then, there I would just feel a little bit better about getting a better entry there. And again, we should be going further down on the US 30. Now we've had, about 24 hours worth of drops on US 30. If you look at the daily, okay, we had a 1-day drop there. Again, there's a lot of liquidity sitting way down here. There are gaps down here in this area that have not yet been taken out. So we shall see on the US 30. If you want to play it extra conservative, this would be your entry, because the SAR will flip once we break 34,860. Okay, the SAR will flip on the daily when we break 34,860. We're on the 8 hour. The SAR went back up because of this retracement. So if you're looking for a more conservative approach, you can see right here that we had a SAR flip. And the reason why that flipped was because price came below this price point. So if it happens again here, I would definitely take down US 30. Or if you want to get a more conservative opportunity, you want to go ahead and wait for price to pull back up into the area that we just talked about. Okay, let's head over to our good friend gold. And let's start over at the daily chart as we move forward here. Hey, and real quick, just a reminder, we still have about 15 more pairs to run through. So if you're getting some massive value, if you're getting a better understanding, if you want me to teach you the SAR strategy on every time frame, but specifically the higher time frames, especially for people that are busy and cannot be on the charts, this was taught to me by a multimillionaire, and it works if you stick to the rules. If you want me to teach you on a separate video the full SAR strategy, go down below and type in SAR strategy in the comments, or just type in SAR. I'm going to reply back to you, and I'm going to give you a date by when that video is going to be published. Okay, I'll be doing this for our members right at the end of Thanksgiving. But if you're not a member yet and you still want that, let me know down in the comments below. So let's drop over into our gold analysis. And here we are on the daily. Again, we can see here with the way I set up the SAR, we had that flip here back on November 14th, and we've been riding up ever since. Okay. As we move over to the 8-hour, we still have our SAR strategy moving at the bottom. Okay. So again, we are looking at that as just a confirmation on the higher time frame. Now, again, you should have multiple ways of looking at charts as you move forward. We came into that golden area, and congratulations to some of our members, including myself, who sold near that 88.6, because the risk becomes very, very small if you're patient and price comes up there, right? These types of trades become very, very small risk to high reward back to the zero. And that's really what you're looking for. So again, we really have to see where gold is going to go. Now, the good news is that on the 4-hour, right, we've had the SAR flip. So my advice to you is, if you get a retracement back up in this area, then you would want to go ahead and start selling back down on gold, because right now it's been a long time since we've closed above this 2003. So anything back up in the near 2000s, we have to consider looking to trade gold, whether it's scalping it or, more preferably for gold, swing trade it and let it go down. Gold should drop to some lower levels. And again, same thing with gold. We have some massive gaps that have not been filled for over 3 weeks. Okay, so that would be my play on gold. And again, if you are already in gold, then you've got to pay attention to these fib levels, because these levels you might see some type of retracement due to support and resistance. Okay, so that would be my play. I am only a seller on gold. I am never going to be a buyer on gold, especially in the market today. Okay, cool. Let's jump over now. I do want to go over to the final index here, which is the SP 500. Okay. Just to show you some perspectives on the daily. Okay. We have still been climbing, kind of like some all time highs that are happening here. We kind of came to this wick and we fell just short of that wick. So, if we get a retracement back up into these levels here, okay, will we break the high of the year, which is 4606? Don't put it past anyone, right? But in the meantime, if you want to be conservative, right, we are still up on this SAR flip, again, on this strategy that flipped back on October 31st, Halloween, as a matter of fact, and we've been climbing ever since October 31st. Okay. As we look at the 8-hour, we still have this bullish run happening here. If we drop over to the 4-hour, then again, we had some minor SAR flips, but again, we might be going to higher levels. So for me, same thing when it comes to this. If I can get a retracement, okay, back into these levels here, okay, towards the top of this SAR right here, great selling opportunity for a whole bunch of different reasons. Okay, again, same thing. There are still so much money and liquidity down here that has to be taken out. So again, I do see this falling. Is it going to fall during Thanksgiving week? I don't know. They're going to want to keep people happy maybe, but we might see some form of retracement, at least to give you 20 to 30 points starting early in the week. Okay, starting early in the week. And again, any major news could always at least swing this in one direction or another. So again, SP 500, kind of same as the other ones. If I can get somewhat of a pullback, I would feel better selling here bigger lot sizes. If you want to scalp, then continue using these smaller time frames. But again, we do have our SAR below our candles, so we do not want to sell yet. If you wanted to be 100% confirmed, then you're going to want to wait for this level to break. And once that level breaks, I'm going to make it in green. That's going to be your go. 44.90. Okay, 44.90 should push us down into the 44.60s area or what have you. So right now we're just in kind of this consolidation state. Up here, I'm selling. Okay, up here for sure. And if you want to be extra conservative, you wait to the break of 44.90, break and close. Okay, because we have not had a closure here. And if we break and close, we're going to come down because there's a lot of money sitting right here on the SP 500. Okay, let's keep going on now for some of our Forex pairs. Again, just want to continue to give you value in this long edition because I am thankful and grateful for all of you. And I wanted to show you that by doing a long video to cover as many pairs as possible. So let's head over to our friends over at GJ. Okay, a pair that I occasionally like to dive into because it is very, very volatile. Okay, so looking at GJ on the daily, okay, we do have our SAR flip that happened on the daily. We saw this big retracement here at the end of the day on Friday. We're going to go to where really price took off and went up here and kind of came down to that 50% area, and rejected. Now on the 8-hour, we still have SAR to the top side, which I like. So GJ's play for me, because we have been at these crazy highs. Look at this, nothing over here to the left, right? Hopefully I can get this retracement right in here. And if we do, let's take advantage of it. Okay. If we can get a nice push back into this area, right? This would be a nice selling area on GJ. Can we come up and retest this highs? Absolutely, right? So, anywhere in here, that's about a 50 to 60 point area. You can decide how aggressive. Aggressive traders just start getting in at the 61 and hold for a swing trade, right? More conservative traders wait till we get up here. Extra conservative traders will see if we retest these highs at the 88 or the 100. Okay, so you have an area here that you can work with depending on your trading style and your trading aggressiveness. Okay, so that is really going to determine your entry. I would love to see price into this area, and then on GJ, I would be selling back down towards the negative 61 area on GJ if we get that. Okay, now let's move over into another JPY pair, which kind of follows GJ a lot. I love everything about Euro JPY. Same types of confirmation, right? We're going to throw this fib level from that high to this low. We are at the 50 now. Same thing for the Euro. If we can kind of get into between here and here, right? Good opportunity to take this down. The JPYs have been very, very, very weak, as you can see, on this massive bullish trend. So JPY has to come down. Okay, JPY has to come down. And when it comes down, it is going to come down extremely fast. So hopefully this will give us a nice long-term entry for those of you that are looking for EJ. And again, on this video, I don't have the time to break down every different price point, meaning every time frame for scalps. This is more of, hey, this is an awesome area. Whether you want 20 pips or 100 pips, you're going to get it if we can get price to enter into these areas here. And I think that's so important. Okay, let's jump into our good friend, the Euro USD. Okay, the Euro USD, pretty. I'm going to be showing our members here something on Euro USD using the DXY here coming up. But again, on our daily time frame, okay, with our strategy, we, these buys began back on Friday, November 3rd, and we've been riding ever since when it comes to that. Now, looking at Euro USD, the dollar has begun to show weakness on the DXY. That is why we have been climbing on that. Okay. So, again, this is an area that we cannot ignore. We do see price coming up there. Will we get the DXY to give us a retracement here? That is going to depend 100% on the DXY. And I will be doing a specific training just on the DXY to show you that when the DXY is going down, then we know the opposite is happening on Euro USD. So again, we'll be talking more about that as we kind of move forward within our analysis. So heading back to Euro USD, this is what we have to look at, right? Are we going to get this teacup effect and come there? Again, everything right now is still showing buys on the 8 hours. We still got a buy. And on the 4 hour, we still have a buy. So not looking to sell anytime right now. Again, even on the 1 hour, right, we have a buy. So if you want to be extremely cautious, okay, let's jump back over to our 4 hour. If you want to be extremely cautious, then you are going to need to wait until for a long-term sell opportunity to price breaks that level of 0843, okay, before we switch the tide on Euro USD. Okay, it would need to close below that area, okay, to come down here where there's definitely liquidity and money sitting down here. Until then, right now, you're buying the dips, right? You should be buying the dips on Euro USD, but again, you can track that on the DXY as well. Okay, let's move over into odd USD, another favorite pair, especially if you are trading Forex and you are newer to this. And again, that's just a reminder, if you are newer to trading, I believe, and I'll be doing I've got a whole bunch of videos lined up for 2024 as well. If you're brand new to Forex, you really should be focusing in on Euro USD and odd USD. Those are the two pairs that I learned at the beginning. They move pretty routinely because they follow the DXY pretty well. And so if you're newer to this and you want to take advantage of learning how to trade one along with the DXY on a pair side by side, you can go down to the comments, drop in the letters DXY, and I'll get back to you, and then I'll send you that link once that video is definitely done. So let's take a look here now, and let's take a look at what is kind of happening when it comes to this particular pair. So as we drop into our daily chart, again, we've got our SAR strategy at the bottom, so we are not selling anytime soon. We also have it down on the 8 hour, and we also have it down on the 4 hour chart. You can see here that we are at this level right here. We do have some equal lows. We have some wicks to the top side. So again, for right now, because the dollar has become weaker, we should expect odd USD to continue climbing. Okay, to continue climbing. Again, odd USD should become a sell, like a good sell, once we break this level here and close. So that would be your entry, right? We'd have to close below 64.61 to see a SAR flip on the higher time frame, okay, for us to continue dropping below, kind of like what we did here, okay, kind of like what happened here in this scenario here. I would feel safer of price closing like we did here below this benchmark, and then we saw what kind of happened here with price afterwards. So kind of looking at the same thing for right now. Again, looking at the DXY, if the DXY continues to drop, everything with USD on the right, you got to remain bullish on. Okay, let's take a look at CAD Chef. Not really one that I like trading. Don't do much trading on CAD Chef, but if you're a CAD Chefter, I want to be able to give you some value Okay. Here's a little bit opposite now, right? We've already got confirmation on the daily back on November 8th, and we've been dropping ever since. If we drop over the 8 hour, we're in the same position here. Okay. We did see one SAR flip on the 8 hour because price came back up on there. On the 4 hour, same thing. We're at the bottom. So if we look over to CAD Chef and we look right here, okay, look at the space here. We are now below some of these lower levels right here, right? So I'm expecting pretty soon, okay, for the CAD Chef to begin making a run back up, okay, back up. We may continue to drop a little bit more, but it looks like we may drop just a little bit more and then continue to make that track back up. So, just based on what I'm seeing here, right, I think a good risk to reward would be if price drops below into these areas, right? Begin looking at buying opportunities on the CAD Chef just because we've got a lot of higher levels that we need to go up here. This could make out for a massive, massive swing trade. Again, dropping to these levels here, right? That was 144. CAD Chef does not move as much. It's just very tricky. But again, this is a low friction type of pair that if you're brand new and you have a small account, a couple $100, right? Drop a 0.01 and let it ride. If you make $2 or $3, that would be awesome. So this is kind of what I'm looking at for CAD Chef. Again, don't trade it a lot, but I think we'll probably head back down to maybe break this wick level a little bit lower, right? Shake out all of the buyers and then continue going up from there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for CAD Chef. Let's take a look at GU. Okay, a good another pair to trade. High volatility, the pound along with the dollar. Okay, we're kind of seeing it here, right? Our DXY has been dropping, meaning getting weaker. So we have seen here back on Friday, November 3rd, we started to push up and we've been pushing up ever since. So, here again, same thing. You can see here that we had this retracement probably come back down, probably near the 61.8. Yep, 61.8 right here, and then take off. So guess what? I'm going to kind of do that again. Let's now do it from this high or from this low down to this high here. And again, right now everything is just bullish, right? Because the DXY has gotten weaker. Once the DXY changes and begins to get stronger, then we'll see the opposite happen. Same thing here. The next major level is going to be pretty much right at that zero line. So again, we are approaching another possible teacup situation. And if we can get price to come down, hit our level here, then maybe check the DXY. And if the DXY is starting to climb, then we're going to see GU dropping as well. Okay. Let's head over to GA, which is the pound with the Aussie dollar. Let's head over to our daily chart. And let's get rid of this. Okay, so we do see SAR confirmation on the top side. Okay, here it is right here. Happened 3 days ago. Okay, so we are kind of at this level right here. And looking at this right here, that's a level right here. We may go down to that level as of right now based on what I'm seeing, right? Let's check the 8 hour. Okay, the 8 hour might give us a retracement. So that's nice. That's nice. So you might be able to look for something like this because right now on the bigger time frame, which is where people, the big institutions trade, right? We're trading sells, right? We're trading sells in this point. Has come up to the 61.8 multiple times right here, 2-3 days straight, and then we've dropped. Okay, so any retracement back up into this area, to me for right now, because we would not be compromising the SAR still on top, would definitely be a sell opportunity with your stop loss being right above the SAR right here. So any type of retracement up, and I keep moving this chart, any type of retracement up, then we are looking to climb back up and then sell back down to these levels. Okay, and if you see here, this has been pretty smooth, right? Pretty smooth, right? Until we know something else, we have to keep trading within these areas. Okay, so that is GA for us. Let's go over to Euro GPB, the euro and the pound. I had done this analysis for someone else. Let's clear this up. We are on the day. Again, same thing here. We are strictly in a buying opportunity as it is right now, just based on what we see. Let's take a look at this swing here to where we began going up, and we are getting near that nice area that we always talk about, which is right in here. Maybe we'll come up again, right? That's where I would begin to look for sell opportunities. Let's see, the 8 hours, we don't have a flip yet. And on the 4 hour, we don't have a flip yet. So if you want to be conservative, either wait to see if price can come back up here. And then I think that would be a good opportunity where you can begin to look for that SAR flip like this, like on the 1 hour. We do have our first flip on the 1 hour, but if you want to be extra conservative, your entry to get at least 20 pips guaranteed, I'll say that again, guaranteed is going to be 87.30. Okay, 87.30, right back down to these levels right in here. Okay, so again, let me drop that. That would be your profit level. So if you want to be conservative, wait, put a sell stop. And again, all these charts that I'm showing you, okay, which is the beauty of having sell stops, buy stops, sell limits, buy limits. You do not need to be there glued in looking at your chart, right? Just go to your phone, look at your risk management, enter a sell stop. Obviously, if the price is still going down, sell limit if price needs to go up and come down, vice versa on the buys, and put those trades in. Or use TradingView and put an alert so you know when you want to get in and when you want to get out. Because you might be already in 4 or 5 other trades, and you might tell yourself, nope, I'm not going to overtrade, right? You should never have really more than 2 or 3 open trades, especially if you have smaller accounts, okay? Risk management and your margin levels matter when it comes to trading. Okay, so let's get back over to the chart. We still got a few more to go. Let's take a look at Euro odd, and let's go over to our daily chart. Again, kind of same thing here. Okay, we've seen the flip on the daily, and we have an up on the 4 hour. So on the daily, we already came up to this level here using our fib levels, right? We kind of rejected that nice magical area. So there it is again. If we can kind of, come back up to this area here, okay, that would be conducive to giving yourself a low risk, high reward type of sell opportunity when it comes to Euro odd. Again, don't trade this pair again. I do see some equal highs up here, 3 as a matter of fact, up right around this 100. So again, anywhere up here, this would be, again, tight type of stop loss situation would be awesome for folks to kind of do right above this wick a little bit, plus your spread. And then again, trying to take this back down to these levels of the negative 61. So low risk to reward if price can come back up into this area here, okay, and then begin to look it down. All right, let's take a look at odd CAD. We've got a few more to go, so hang in there. Hopefully you're getting some value. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Again, SAR confirmation at the bottom. Let's drop over our fib levels from this swing high down to this low here. We're kind of approaching this exact same thing right now. Will we come back up to retest this? Again, low risk to reward anywhere in this area. And we also might be completing the entire teacup and then seeing the handle of this coming down. So I would definitely look at that if you trade odd CAD with regards to the higher timeframes. And that's why really you should be looking at the higher timeframes, as we kind of move forward. I'm not going to do the Mexican pair with the US because that could be very, very tricky, especially for a lot of new traders. Here we are into USD JPY. Again, congratulations. I want to throw a shout out to Samira in my group. I know she for sure was on this trade. We sold USD JPY up here at these levels. So it was a super, super nice and profitable trade. So again, USD JPY is dropping because the USD became weaker on the DXY. Okay, so we do have the daily flip, and we also have the 4-hour flip. And again, really, USD JPY could technically be falling down into these levels where it should be. It should, it should be a healthy retracement down. When is it going to happen? Well, it's all going to be based on the DXY and what the market is doing. But again, we really need at least a 50% retracement on USD JPY. So in my opinion, you are selling any type of retracements up. Okay. Any type of retracements up. And we continue just to sell this back down into this area. We've got to make up for this entire climb here. Now we've had a nice retracement level here. So based on where price closed, we would probably have to close below this level right here, but we've already got a SAR. Okay. But again, we might see a bounce at this level. So use caution there on that level. You might see a support bounce there. Give us a pullback up, and then we drop into another sell on USD JPY. Okay. Not even going to look at the USD, Chef. Just too crazy. USD CAD, and we've got a couple more to go, and then we are done. Let's go over to the daily chart. Again, we do have our SAR flip there on the daily. What I like about this here is that we came here, and again, I keep showing you over and over, right? That's 61. I keep moving this chart. I don't know why I do this. That's 61.8, 78.6. It's just valuable, right? And that's why I really like the fibs at the higher levels. Really gives you where to look for, and you just got to wait on the shorter time frames, right? You can just continue to see, if you've seen this video now for a while, how many times have I talked about 61.8 or that 77 area, right? I don't trade below those levels. I need price to come up to those levels. I'd rather miss a trade and not get into a trade than get in early and lose a trade because I didn't wait for my rules. My rules say 61 or higher. The deeper the push, the better. First lot size is always a small size. Second, third lot size, deeper in those Fibonacci levels, I go more aggressive. Okay. And there's a whole strategy to that. And we'll be talking about that in our new members area as well. Hey, and by the way, if you stay to the end, I got a little surprise for you coming up as well. All right. So that is USD CAD. Again, same thing here. Base is going to be based on DXY levels. Okay. But again, if you can get a retracement back up, again, this would be a nice low risk, high reward type of short opportunity somewhere in here. Okay. This level coming right back down to the negative 61 level back in here. So again, good opportunity when it comes to that. Let me throw in, I don't like the chef. I don't like the pound and the chef. I'm going to talk about it. Let's talk about pound CAD. Okay, pound CAD, very bullish right now, right? All confirmations, very bullish. Let me get rid of this drawing. Very bullish. Let's throw a Fibonacci. And again, you can see how some of these begin to mirror their sister pairs. Again, would love to see price come back up into this level to maybe retest. Okay, give us that teacup handle. We know what happened last time. Price came up to this level. Okay, we retested this area. We had a massive drop. So again, I would definitely be looking at this up in these levels to come back down. And again, even if we break this high, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, right? Give yourself a little breathing room to maybe even break the highs. Again, anywhere in here, okay, beginning at the bottom to the top. We talked about it before. If you're an aggressive trader, you're going to be getting in here, a little bit more conservative, a little bit more conservative, a little bit more conservative, or multiple entries at these levels, because we do have to come back down to this zero line for sure. Okay, when it comes to the pound and the CAD. Okay, so that's the pound and the CAD. I don't like that pair. Euro Chef, again, it's got the chef on it. Euro CAD, same thing here. And we've got one more after this. Okay. Same thing here. We are, looking again. We've got these deeper fib levels. I'm just going to go from the biggest one down to the bottom. I got to move my chart up so I can fix this. Okay, right here, right? We blew right by the 61.8. So at this point, we're already at the 88.6, right? So now we really should be looking for, there's a lot of liquidity sitting right in here. Like this would be a nice, you're going to catch pips if you look for sells in this area when it comes to Euro CAD. Again, high risk, low type of reward type of thing, above the wicks, right? Bringing this back down, down to these lower levels all the way down in here. Right, this is like a 10-to-1 type of opportunity on EuroCAD. This could be a great swing trade for you as you move forward. So you definitely do not want to discard that. Set your alerts. As a matter of fact, I'm setting my alert right now for this pair right at the 88 and alert EuroCAD. Beautiful. And I want to make sure that I know it's crossing up, and I'm going to save it. All right, cool. So that is EuroCAD when it comes to that. And let's take a look at CAD JPY, and this will be the last one. Now, I gave this trade out as well. We already hit our 20 points profit level because I gave this out in our members area, also published it on TradingView. So if you have not yet followed me on TradingView, please do so, and I'll drop that link in the comments section as well. I said when the stop loss will be above the SAR. This is for a long swing trade, but if you wanted to catch 20 pips, create a sell stop here because the SAR would be created on the daily chart exactly as it was. Price dropped from our entry to where it wicked, 41 pips. So we grabbed our first 20, but we had this rejection here. Again, any pullback up on this pair here, again, you can get a nice entry again and take it back down. We are going to hit this profit level, okay? We are going to hit that profit level because we're trading on the bigger time frames. Okay, so I hope you got some massive value today. We're running about 52 minutes on this video. And if you like this Sunday analysis format, let me know in the comments below. I have no problem dedicating an extra hour of my time. If you're going to watch it, if you're going to stay to the end, if you're going to share it, like it, and comment, because I can give you some perspective about what to look for going into the market. So as opposed to just doing crude oil, if you want the full gamut, like we did today, for the pairs that I think are the best ones to look at with the most volatility, most movements, let me know down in the comments. And I'm going to kind of challenge all of you, right? If we can get at least 100 likes on this video, we'll continue to do these full analysis for all of you so you can get some massive value. Now, for those of you that are members, you know this, but for those of you that are not, this week I am launching a brand new app. Yes, an app where you can use it on desktop, laptop, or your mobile phone. You can be anywhere in the world with a signal, and we are going to be breaking down courses. You're going to get that for free. Coaching, you're going to get that for free. Analysis, you're going to get that for free. Live sessions inside the app. I won't need to use YouTube for that. You're going to get that for free. That is going to be dropping first for our members at a discounted price this week. Okay. So if you are not a member yet, if you want to just pay those $5, actually $4.99 to jump in our membership area, okay, and get the member price that we launched this week, I would do that immediately, okay? Because after we launch the members, the regular price is going to jump up by a few bucks, okay? So, and I have no idea why my camera is zooming in on me, but it zooms in. That's pretty cool. So definitely want to get in there, and you want to join our membership group. We are going to launch this Wednesday a brand new app. You're going to absolutely love it. You can have private chats with other members. If you are on London session trading, you can find who's trading London in the app and just reach out to them. I'm going to have a communication section, meaning a chat only session. So you don't get lost with charts for just crude oil. We'll have a chat session for just Forex pairs. And so we'll have a chat session for all the other ones as well. A section for just videos, no chat, so you don't get lost when there's a video uploaded or a tutorial that we teach our members. You'll have access to basic courses that I have begun recording. So if you're brand new, you're going to start learning from what is Forex to what is a pip all the way up as we enter 2024. And if you're an experienced trader, you already trade on futures, we're going to have a section for that. We're going to be dabbling into stocks as well. Been having some good results on that over the last couple months. And I'll share what I have been learning with you so you can make ultimately your decision about what's best for you. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video. Thanks for watching.